Hello everyone and welcome to a new JKC gaming video. Normally tutorial contents are on the menu, but today I want to talk a little bit about Fortnite OG. We have just had yesterday on the 6th of December the release of Fortnite OG back permanently this time. We have had the release of Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 1, and we're going to be having monthly changes of the new seasons starting from next month. We're going to be taking the journey all the way till the end of Chapter 1, then resetting the menu, which means every 10 months we're going to be having the Chapter 1 again. Now, I wanted to use this video, having played it, to give my thoughts on it, what they've done well, what they've done poorly, and what I think will happen in the future. Let's get right into it. If you're a player that's just come back from Fortnite OG, you might be interested in becoming a better fighter, so you can beat off all the sweats in Fortnite OG. The best possible thing for you to get is the Fortnite Destiny Jesus Masterclass. You can find it linked in the description and get 17% off by using code JKC. Enjoy! So Fortnite OGA, what an absolute masterclass from Fortnite this was. I'm going to be honest, when I loaded in, the spawn island disappointed me. That was the first thing that I noticed. The spawn island did not feel very OG. The graphics didn't feel there. It felt very new gen. I'm glad they kept all the movement in, such as the sliding, the mantling. This really does give OG players a chance to experience some of the new things of Fortnite, and if they like it, maybe they can hop into the real game and boost the player numbers there as well. But I like it because I feel like if we had the old movement where there's no sliding, no mantling, no sprinting, I feel like it'd get very boring. It feels like a very slow way to move around the map, and it really does limit the amount of things you can do in fights. I feel like a lot less people would play if they kept the OG movement as the only movement, because they'd just be bored of moving around so slowly all the time. If you watch the old clips, you see them walking around slowly. It looked boring walking around that slow. You sometimes didn't run into anyone for ages, and walking around slowly with no sliding, no jumping, no crouching, well, jumping and crouching obviously, but no sprinting, no sliding, all that sort of stuff, it really does make the time go by faster. Now, when the battle bus hit, oh my god, it felt OG. Let's just say that. In the previous seasons where we had the original Chapter 1 OG last year, I did not get that sort of feeling. When I hopped in, I got that feeling. The graphics were similar, the battle bus looks identical. When you're dropping in, it looks great. When you're actually playing, it doesn't quite resemble the OG kind of colour settings, but it does very similarly. I have to admit, it does look very similar. And if you haven't played it in an extremely long time, it might actually fool you. Hopefully though, they can work on improving this and eventually get that OG colour correction, because there's nothing quite like seeing the OG colour correction. A couple of other things I wanted to note were the weapon designs. Seeing the pump shotgun in its original design was really quite a special moment for me. I saw it and I was like, oh my god, it is back. It is back. The pump shotgun is back in its form, its OG form, and boy does it look so cool. Also, all the other weapons are back in their OG forms, and some of the weapons we haven't seen in ages, such as the submachine gun, which I don't think I ever played with the OG. I think today was the first time I've ever played with the submachine gun. Grenades had their OG kind of like image as their icon, and I thought that was pretty awesome as well. And basically the way you threw grenades is different as well. You can't aim them like you could in like Chapter 2 when they added them back. You have to just throw them and kind of aim them before you throw them. It's very interesting. One thing I'd forgotten entirely was having the noise when you picked up weapons. When you're picking up ARs, oh my god. The noise, the dudum, when it comes into your loadout, I'd forgotten all about that. And the first time I heard it, I was like, wow. That really hit the OG part of my brain, the nostalgic part of my brain when I picked up that AR and I went, dudum, wow. One thing I think they could have done better is definitely adding some more of the OG sound effects and taking out some of the ones that are currently in the game, such as the level up thing, making it maybe a more OG sound, because that would actually bring us a lot of us back to our fields, and kind of hearing the new level up sound while we're playing, well, especially for me, kind of brought me out of the experience a little bit. Although, that being said, the guns, oh my god. Hearing the OG sounds for the assault rifle, I could not stop shooting that thing. I was going around shooting because I was like, I remember what this sounds like. Oh my god, so fun. And also the original sound of the SCAR, the original sound of the pump shotgun. We had the triple burst back in the game, which obviously is such long range, but just the sound of it was just crazy. It just hit me right there in the feels. I don't believe we currently have the OG look of the normal AR in the game. I think it is the Chapter 2 version that they've added. Maybe they can't find the image, maybe they don't like the image for that AR, but it is still the Chapter 2 version of the image, which is unfortunate, and that is one thing I think they could have done better. Personally, I don't think these moments things they are mentioning will be any good. I haven't had any happen to me yet. I played quite a bit of it, but when they do add the moments in, I can't feel like I'm gonna like them too much. I want to feel the original experience I had 5 years ago when I played this rendition of the game. Actually, it was 7 years ago. Wow, I'm old. But I want to feel that feeling I felt back then. I don't want to have all these moments where little sounds and noises are going off that I didn't hear. I want to hear that OG noise of the storm closing in. I want to hear myself picking up that AR. I want to hear myself shooting that burst rifle. You know what I mean. And another thing they could definitely do better is with the lag. The lag is pretty crazy at the moment. The frame drops I'm getting are wild, and it is quite unfortunate. Because overall, I feel like they've done a super good job just keeping it the same. I know Fortnite struggle with this kind of stuff. They struggle with keeping it the same. They want to change everything. They want to make everything, in their eyes, better. But sometimes less is more, and changing it will kind of mess up the feeling we have. And if they just had less lag on some of these lobbies, it would be so enjoyable. It is currently a little bit sweaty because over time it will kind of go down in sweatiness because all the comp players will stop playing it and go back to Chapter 6 because there's big tournaments coming up, and that means you OG players will be free to play it until your heart's content. One thing I just had to add that they've kept all the original glitches in the game, such as the double pump, which was originally a glitch. It's super fun that they've added the double pump back in because it was something that a lot of the original OG players were super excited to experience once again. As someone who's never played with double pump, I had a great time just trying it out for the first time, seeing what those original players would have experienced when playing the game. I found it really fun. One final thing I want to have a small complaint about is the lack of shield on the OG map. Having no minis means that it is practically impossible to find good shield in this OG meta, which is obviously what it was like back in the day. Now this can be even taken as a positive or a negative. A positive because it means that players are struggling with the W key, which means that the games are being won by less high kill wins from sweats. However, it is a net negative because it affects everyone, and that means you're quite often walking around zones with 20 health and having like 8 kills with 20 health, 0 shield, can't find anything anywhere. It's pretty unfortunate, but it's got to be what it's got to be. Obviously in late season they do add minis, so it's going to be fine then, but for now we're struggling a little bit with the heals. But overall, I'm going to have to, from my first day of experience, give this thing a 9 out of 10. There's some very small things that I've changed, but apart from that, I had a really great time, and I actually won my very first game, which made me really happy. If you want to watch another video, click on the screen right here and let me know what you would give it in the comment section below. YouTube likes it when you watch more than one video, so click on it and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.